I haven't checked with Sanford or Essentia. I suppose a person should check their facts before they get into something. But I'm going to venture a guess here. And I'm going to venture the guess that neither Sanford nor Essentia in Fargo have had a diagnosis of anyone who came to them yet in 2016, or for that matter, even in 2015, of demon-possessed. I'm just guessing here. I'm guessing it doesn't go through insurance very well, for one thing. And that mere fact can make connecting with the scriptures and how the stories are told about healing 2,000 years ago just a little difficult for us, I think. And yet, if we just for a moment think about the fact they used the terms and the understandings they had to talk about healing, and we use the terms and understandings we have to talk about healing, and yet still there is some mystery and power that is part of healing. I think we can bridge that gap of 2,000 years. I like the term brokenness, frankly, and brokenness, I think, encapsulates a lot of different types of wounds and illnesses and relationship breakups and soul hurts. Brokenness is a powerful word for me. And so the song you're about to hear, I would have named it, had I written it, I would have named it Bring Your Brokenness. Because it has this wonderful line in it that says, bring your brokenness and I'll bring mine. Because love can heal what hurt provides. And mercy is waiting on the other side. I would have named it Bring Your Brokenness. But the person who wrote it didn't name it that. The person who wrote it named it If We're Honest. And if I'm honest, I guess she was right in naming it If We're Honest. Because her thought with this is, if we aren't honest, we can't bring our brokenness to God. And if we don't bring our brokenness to God, how will we be healed? So Francesca Battistelli named the song If We're Honest. And I'd like to share it with you.
I'm a messenger. So bring your brokenness and I'll bring mine. 'Cause love can heal what hurt divides, and mercy's waiting on the other side. If we're honest, if we're honest, if we're honest.
People of Jesus' day were broken. And we're still broken. We still deal with the wounds and the hurts of life. And when Jesus came onto the scene, they knew where to go. They suddenly discovered he was the one who was offering healing. And they were bringing their loved ones to him. Even their loved ones that could not make their own way, they would carry, they would break open roofs and drive people through the rooftop to Jesus if need be. Brokenness opposite is hope and wholeness of spirit that transcends our flesh and blood circumstances. We know earth is not heaven yet, but we know sometimes heaven seems to touch earth even in the midst of our most broken moments. Sharon Famesrude's brother, Michael Ramsey, passed from this earth to heaven's shore all too young, and he experienced his share of brokenness. At his celebration of life service, there was a reading from his Caring Bridge journal from a 2008 surgery that I would like to share with you. I found it extremely powerful. He writes, "I had surgery on Wednesday, and the primary anesthesia was a spinal block. I can assure you that works great, except when it doesn't. All was going well until 48 hours later, Friday morning. But here's the part that touches me. That night," he writes, "was a night I'll never forget as long as I live. It is just as vivid in my memory today as when I woke up on Saturday morning. In my dream, I was clinging with both hands to a 2-inch thick rope, like used on a huge ocean-going vessel. I knew the rope represented my lifeline, and to my surprise, looking above my hands, I could see the strands of rope were breaking, one at a time. In fact, the rope would soon be severed in two, I thought. And I thought, okay, this might be the end of my life, and if so, I'm ready to die. And I watched as the fibers continued to break, and finally, the last fiber snapped. And I waited, and nothing happened. I looked down, and I was encradled in giant arms, a full-grown adult, but being held in giant arms like an infant. I looked up and looked into the face of God, radiating a brilliant light, like I had never seen. And he spoke to me without using a sound, and said with unmistakable meaning, 'Mike, you have nothing to fear. You are safe in my arms, like you always will be, and I will protect you.' And I slept peacefully." He concludes his writing with, "If you put your trust in Jesus, you too are safely resting in the arms of God." And I would add to that, safely resting in the arms of God, whatever happens, even if the rope breaks. Whatever the outcome of your hardest challenge, whatever the depth of your deepest wound, whatever the breadth of your most aching need, Jesus won't let you down. You will be held in loving arms. You will be healed, if not in this lifetime, in the next lifetime. You will be healed sometimes in spite of the brokenness, in the inside, in the spirit, in ways that are still unimaginable. And so